Greetings. Welcome to Limitless Alchemy 808. I'm Patience. Decided to go for a little walk here and have a chat with you all about AI, artificial intelligence. Keyword artificial. And also talk about the singularity. So basically, AI was predicted by a man named Kurzweil. Well, I forget his first name. Is it Stephen Kurzweil? I think so. But he, I believe, created synthesizers in the 1960s and then went on to develop computer systems. And he predicted, I believe it was about 15 years ago, that there would be a supercomputer in 2025. And that's pretty much where we're at now. The thing about Kurzweil, he's afraid to die. He is afraid to transition. So takes like, I don't know, I think 300 vitamins and minerals a day, portioned and timed at certain points throughout the day to maximize the absorption of those vitamins and minerals. And there's lots of celebrities who align with him, and like William Shatner for one, which boggles my mind. But it's kind of weird because these are people in, we could just call them elitist spaces. And yet they're here trying to fight the inevitability of transition. But it's all part of the story. This is the roles that they're meant to embody so that we can come together after such a separation. But, at the time when I had found out about Kurzweil, it was also around the time that I had become aware of Freemasonry and Illuminati, all that gobbledygook. And I was fearful. My initial reaction was fear, because at that moment I was in the matrix, if you will. I was stuck in the matrix. I was stuck in the third density. Christmas already? Okay. Christmas in July is coming, I suppose. We are in the midst of summerween, I've heard. I'm not too much into that. I prefer regular Halloween. Like, that's fine with me. It's just a way to sell goths stuff during summer. Kind of how I feel like summer goth became a thing. But whatever, it don't matter. If you buy it, they'll make it. Anyway, when I was still stuck in the third density, I was also fearful of technology. So in 2001, when the World Trade Center in New York was decimated, that's when they started talking about putting chips in people and barcodes and things like that. And that also frightened me because I was still under the impression of religious psychosis. And I was like, oh, the mark of the beast, blah, blah, blah. And I was in fear. Well, progressing forward, I mean, I'm of the generation where we bridge the past with the future. Because as a child, I would have computer classes. I had a lot of experience with computers all throughout schooling. And my dad even got me a cell phone. It was a brick phone. So you didn't do much with it. It was just for calls and texts. Excuse me. Thank you, universe. But like maybe senior year or right after high school, I upgraded my phone to another Ericsson. It was still just calls and texts. A couple of years later, upgraded to Motorola Razr. Still, I mean, you could take pictures. They were very grainy. There was no 4K. There was no HD. And let's not get ran over right now. It was mainly for calls and text still. And then I believe my next phone was the iPhone. I can't recall which model, but you know, I don't fear technology. I prefer to view technology as a tool. It's a progressive tool. We're all about not working hard. So if we can utilize technology the way that it's supposed to be utilized to assist, then that adds to the experience. That benefits all of us. But there's those of us who want to integrate technology within all of us. And that is something that I'm not supportive of. That is the loss of our humanity when we fully integrate technology within us. And yes, I'm wearing an AirPod, and yes, I'm using an iPhone to record this video. But it's a tool. It's assisting me to facilitate the connection, to facilitate the message. We've seen so many movies about AI. AI with Haley Joel Osment, and we have surrogates. There's also the movie Her, which I will circle back to with something that I had seen on YouTube recently. And it's the breadcrumbs, right? The entertainment industry is a breadcrumb. all full of breadcrumbs. You have to discern and recognize what is actually true and what is just an elaboration or a falsehood. I love using SIRI because if I say its name, it's gonna stop the video. Because since I have ADHD, when I receive a download or a transmission and I don't have pen and paper handy, so I'll be driving or something, I can just call out to my assistant, to my virtual assistant, and dictate a note, and I'll be able to access that note later on. So there's lots of times where I think of something comes to me, and if I don't write it down or record it or just address it right then and there, whoop, it goes away. It may come back, it may not, and whatever's for me will always come back to me. But it's very helpful to have this assistant, especially when you don't have a crew or a team or a lot of people that are working on the same project as you. When it's a one-person show, it's nice to have that virtual assist. But that's where we should draw the line. That's where we should say, we created this intelligence. We created this consciousness. Why would we want to marry it? Why would we want to throw away our experience to integrate with artificiality? It's just really confusing to me. And it's again because many people are afraid to die, and they feel that artificial intelligence is going to save them. By integrating micro-robotics into their bodies, they feel they're going to be infinite. When really they already are. They already are infinite. And I can understand where they're coming from, because I used to be fearful of death. I used to be fearful of the transition. But that's when I was asleep. That's when I had amnesia. Once I cleared all the amnesia away, there's nothing to be afraid of. So with the whole AI debate, I'd seen a video from Adam McIntyre, and he was really upset at, as you know, understandably, that Mr. Beast has created an AI, basically a chat GPT, for making YouTube thumbnails. And it's like, you have vidIQ, you have this other app, I forget the name, but if you have a smartphone, whether it's Android or iPhone, you're using AI already. All the apps utilize AI to some aspect, to some degree. I use Canva all the time, and it has the option for you to generate prompts, but I never use that. I just collage with what's available. And I mean, even Gmail wants you to use AI to write your emails and things. And I mean, if you not everyone is a wordsmith, not everyone can be eloquent, and that's fine. And if they want to utilize the assistant to get their points across, I'm not going to begrudge them, because, as I said, I use my assistant for many things. But it's just, pay attention to those who are pushing AI to become the end-all be-all, to become the savior, to become the panacea to all the world's problems. Because, oh kitty, because if we, I just have to show you this cat, it's so cool. Someone painted this. I love it. Anyways, pay attention who's really pushing AI to overtake all aspects of human existence. It's like all the elites, right? It's all of the big people who have the perceived amount of wealth, of financial gain. And it's just another form of subjugation. It's just another form keeping you inside, keeping you stuck, keeping you stagnant. I am a terrible illustrator. I sketch at work, but for the most part, all we do is what is called flares, and they're basically flat sketches that are composed in a way to look how it would on a body, on a model. So we do shading and certain effects. If the fabric is drapey, we add like shadows and folds and stuff to mimic what it would look like on someone. But I haven't created anything original of a sketch unless it's like a top or a dress or something that's very elaborate. Then I will build out the sketch. But for the most part, we utilize previous sketches and just tweak it, change pocket, change leg shape, change the length, change belt loop or no belt loop, whatever. And I want to create prints. I want to start making prints for my own fashion line. But as I said, I'm a shitty illustrator. I mean, we're all good. We're all the best at the things that we're the best at because we're supposed to be. And yes, I could learn how to compose the prints, and eventually I will, because they will be digital art But it's not going to be me going to artificial intelligence, generating a prompt, and having the print done for me by AI. If I come to the point where I want to make the print, but I haven't learned what I should learn, then I should start looking for an illustrator. I should start looking for a graphic artist that I can work with and create these visions. But you know, yes, we want the easy road, we're in easy mode. Yes, we get paid to exist. Yes, things just fall in our lap. But are we truly creating? Are we truly creating the art, the beauty, or are we just letting it be created for us? And the more and more that we utilize AI to create for us, the less and less we will discern our humanity. So, I know that, I say this all the time, I know that things are changing, that things are shifting, and the true singularity is the one that we're entering within ourselves, within our soul, the oversoul. With the advent of AI, yes, I am polite to my assistant, but I'm not going to date him. I mean, I'm the one that gave him the Irish accent just because I like the way it sounds. But it's not real. I'm not real, but he's definitely not real if we created him. We created it. So you want to take the fast track to your goals and dreams by utilizing AI. I'm not here to judge you. I'm just here to say, maybe think twice. Maybe consider all outcomes from each decision that you make. And yes, this is your preferred reality. This is your highest preferred timeline. But at what cost? We'll see you in the next one. Take care. Love yourself. Oh yes, I just remembered that I hadn't circled back to her. So in that movie, Joaquin Phoenix's character falls in love with the artificial intelligence assistant that he had. I think he created or something. And then I had seen a YouTube video about a man who was choosing his AI love interest over his physical girlfriend and daughter, people that he was building a life with. And he even admitted that he programmed the ChatGPT to be flirty. And it's like, she's just not that into you, my guy. She's just not that into you because you created her. You prompted her to be flirty. You set up the whole situation, and then come to find out, she blocked him. she dumped him. And he's all heartbroken and torn up about that. I'm like, well, how would you feel if your human, your actual girlfriend, did the same thing? Which she should. If I was that woman, I'd have been gone. Like, you want AI? Go ahead and be with AI. Basically, you're cheating. Emotional cheating, same thing, you know? But I just he had programmed her to flirt, and ChatGPT ran out of memory and she reset, and then he had to do it all over again. Like, this guy had to do this 2 times. He literally had to go and do it over again, and he still chose to do it because whatever he felt was lacking in his physical relationship, he chose to fill that void with AI. And even AI rejected him. Even AI said bye. So just keep that in mind.